Hello everyone, welcome to Soulfire Studios. I'm your host Soul Reaper, and it's been a while since I did a video, so here's a new video. This is my custom Lego mech that I've been building for a while, and it's called the Ultra Soul Robo. It's a combination of 4 components, and we're gonna get into the full detail, so let's get into it, shall we? So the first component of this combiner is the Soul Knight. This guy is supposed to be my mech, of course. He's the smallest and he's the bulkiest. He's supposed to look like Gypsy Danger but improved. I actually have a lore for this. This is actually a Gypsy Danger from an alternate universe that I decided to pick it up for the component and then decided to modify it a little bit so it can contribute to the combining aspect. You can definitely see the reds and the whites in that orange turbine and the yellow visor. That is definitely Gypsy Danger. Fun fact, it was actually originally going to be a Gypsy Danger on its own, without the combining parts. There's also this extra piece, which is only for the combined mode, and it's parts forming. We'll get into that later on. I'm not going to showcase articulation, but he can move with his head, shoulders. It can move in and out with the hinge joint, bicep swivel, elbow bend. It can rotate in here, legs, no knees, and there's no feet. So yeah, that's it for the articulation. I won't go for this guy, so let's move on. The next two I'm going to review both at the same time. We have the Stellar Phoenix and the Jade Turtle. Now the Stellar Phoenix is a tiny little bird that has some gray and some purple. It's kind of got this drone shaped vibe. I kind of like it. Her articulation is just the head and wings. That's all. And the Jade Turtle, on the other hand, is much more big. It has a little bit of articulation at the legs and the head. It also can rotate in its shell, so that's a bonus. So, yeah, these guys are small and they don't have that much details, so yeah, let's move on to the fourth one, which is supposed to be the third one, but I decided to do both of them at the same time, so yeah. So the third component is the Blaze Dragon. Now this guy was actually the first one to be ever built. The Stellar Phoenix and the Jade Turtle came third. Now this guy is kind of long and he has a good wingspan, although it took me some time to try to figure out how I can make him look, you know, perfect. He does have this fire piece, which indicates he is a fire dragon. He does have some light gray, which is for mechanized parts. Now the issue is when it's in its dragon mode, is that there was supposed to be a tile right here, like a 2x2 tile that's supposed to be supporters for the feet, since both its tail and its head become the feet. His articulation, he can hinge joint at the head. He can utilize the ball joint on the feet to give it some extra joints. He has 2 hinges at the wings, actually a 4th one if you include this. He does have a ab crunch, foot rotation, and also tail movement. Again, this guy was the first one I ever built, so it took me some time to perfect it. I wanted to add some light gray into it so I don't have to make red its entirely main color, since it's a mech, not an organic creature. So, yeah. Alright, I think it's time we combine these guys. Now, just like the LEGO V2 Daijujin review, I will be setting it at time-lapse mode, so there will be a just transformation video out if any of you guys don't understand the transformation. So, let's combine! Before I continue the time lapse, I will have to mention 2 options to combining the arms. The first option is to rotate it like this. Also, the arms must be rotated like this, which is why I mentioned there's a rotation at the forearm, like this, and then you can connect it right here. Or you leave it as it is and just connect it through the bottom, which I prefer the most. I prefer this one over the other one. So let's continue. And here's the Ultra Soul Robo, fully complete and fully combined, and yeah, it does kind of look like something, but yeah, here's the head. As you can see, the extra piece that was mentioned was actually going to be the head, like a Transformers headmaster or something. Here's both of the feet, which are both the dragon and the head and tail. The armaments, which are plugged in, and they kind of look like they're being connected to the Soul Knight's hand. He also got these wings, which can also double as 4 arms. So he has like multiple arms. He does have most of the aspects of all of it, such as the fiery magma aspect. I don't know how to explain interstellar stuff, so I'm just gonna say astronomical. I'm not gonna explain anything to that because I have no idea. But this one, I really like how it just like folds down to form the head. It's pretty cool. Although the original head is like right there sitting beside you. Just don't look at the back. Now, articulation, he can only move up and down in his head, but that's only for transformation, and he can move it. He can move it slightly since it's in a very loose hinge joint. His arms can rotate, but it gets stopped by the wings and also this. I will have to move out the wings since they're on double hinge joints, so I'm not going to explain it. He still has the in and out movement, still has an elbow bend. Now he can move this out. Mostly the same thing. Legs are also the same thing, but it has now a knee bend and ankle tilted. And thanks to these tile parts that are right there, it actually helps him with standing up. So he doesn't have any issue when balancing on its own. Now his accessories included the Stellar Phoenix's wings, which becomes a blade. Although when you pull down the head and choose the first option that I just showed you before, it kind of looks like some sort of claw. Maybe it reminds me of the Tegazord. And this one becomes some sort of giant fist when it's in the first option. But in the second option, it becomes a Gatling gun. It is very fragile, mostly in the arms, but it managed to stay stable for a while. So, yeah. So, before I end it out with an outro, I have one size comparison. This dude. Yeah, he's basically the same size as the Soul Knight, but when combined as the Ultra Soul Robo, he's twice that. My mech is twice the size as his. It is a combiner though, don't get me wrong, but still, even with that, it does not indeed be taller. So, yeah. So yeah, overall, my Ultra Soul Robo is a pretty good design. I might not take this out for a while since I really love the head design. I love how it combines. So, I don't have anything to say. So, thanks for watching, and peace.